welcome to my vlog. My name's Polly and this is my update on all my crafting endeavours. Mainly embroidery this time. This one will be a really quick update, well, hopefully. I am actually in the middle of painting my sewing room, hence the blank walls beside me. So at the moment it's a really bright yellow. I think it's showing up on the camera as a bit pale, but it's a pretty bright colour, and I'm hoping to paint it more of a slightly pinky colour, really light grey. So that's the plan. Most of my stuff's been emptied out of this room. Possibly sound a little bit echoey today, but hopefully it's not too bad. So yeah, final things will be emptied out once I finish this, and then it'll be on to cleaning and sandpapering and preparing for painting. So that's my big project at the moment, but I have still been doing a little bit of embroidery and some sewing, so this will be my very quick update as to what I've been doing lately. So firstly, what I've been working on a lot lately is because my friend, this is for a present for my friend who's having a baby, and she's now 37 weeks, so getting closer. Now this I've shown you before, but I've finished all the embroidery and I'm up to sewing these pieces together. So this will end up being a ball with a little bell in it, and it's got little Dr. Seuss characters embroidered all over it. Those ones are pinned together. I still need to stitch them together, and I've just joined them with a few little red squares. So all my embroidery is done. I am so happy about that. It's taken a lot of work, but it's really starting to come together, so I'm really pleased about this. I just need to get it done in time. So yeah, been stitching these together lately. So that's, yes, this has been what I've been working on a lot. But I'm really pleased with how it's going. I hope to have it finished in the next few days, and then it does not matter when she has this baby. But she's really wanting to have it now. She's at the point where she just wants to be holding it in her arms instead of carrying it around in a belly. So that's really exciting, and I'm getting really excited about finishing this present. And on the home stretch now. Now the other thing I've been doing, because of course I do procrastinate at times, was this Bargalo sunglasses case that I talked about last time. So here's the first side finished, and I've now got the second side finished. So I've almost finished this project. I've got to stitch them together around the edges and also the opening, and then it'll be my my sunglasses case. So it's just a little pocket, should open once I've stitched them together to fit my glasses in. It's pretty sturdy. It's on the plasticky sort of canvas, but I'm really happy with how this is looking. I'm really happy with my colour choices. Always, you think you're good with it, and then you end up looking at it too long as you're making it, and you start to think, oh, maybe this colour doesn't quite go. But now that I've got them all together, it's all the patterns done, I'm really happy with this one. So that's another thing that's really close. I've got a few things that are really close. So I've been working on that too. Now one thing that's far from being finished is this cross stitch blackwork project. So I've been working on the berries, but I have an issue. For some reason, some of these are one stitch out, and I can't figure out where I've gone wrong. So I've counted a lot of them and gone, no, that's fine. And then I've got to one point, I go, no, I'm one stitch too far one way. And I've just kind of stopped at the moment. I still haven't decided whether it'd be easier to just leave it how it is and finish the berries, except that it's got black work background, so all of the background, like not inside the leaves but the rest of it is the black work pattern. I know I'd be able to figure it out, but that's a lot of brain work to try and work out where the pattern goes. Like, you've got to try and think of it behind the berries, and then where the berries are, the pattern should have been before. Trying to ignore that. So I'm not sure which one's going to be easier, just undoing the cross stitch that I've mucked up, or rethinking the black work. But this one was never going to be one that was finished very quickly. It's been going for a long time, so that's where that is at. And because I'm still working on this one at the moment, I've just put it to the side and we will think about that one later. Now, I've also been, only today, I haven't touched this since the last time I did a video until today. This little dress, doll's dress that I was making, now has 2 sleeves, so that's the progress that I've made on this one. And I've bought some little beads to go down the front, like little fake buttons on it. I'm not sure whether I'll just make one line or whether I like do it in pairs and then like a stitch in between, kind of like a, you know, that military kind of looking thing that some older fashion, well, I guess not just old fashioned, but it's a detail that you can find on ladies' dresses, so I might add that. But yes, that's where this one's at. 2 sleeves are on, so I'm happy about that. But that's also been a bit slow. And the last thing I've been working on, which I haven't actually shown on here until this point, so I've been doing this in my embroidery class that I do once a fortnight with Joe. So this, I'm not sure whether I'm going to be able to get it all on the screen. This is a quilt. I have never made a quilt before, but I just literally sewed patches of pieces of material together, just scraps I had in the cupboard, and then I've been embroidering it. So the thing I did on Wednesday is I learnt how to do these little cross stitches here, which I've done some in, colours aren't really showing up on the camera, some in like a variegated thread through here, and then I went to just the pale blue, but I think it kind of looks like sparkles, so they're kind of cool. And they are a special kind of cross stitch. I can't think of the name at the moment. But I don't think my camera is going to be picking it up properly. No, it's really blurry on there. But they're kind of like a almost woven look cross stitch. So they were kind of cool to learn. And the other thing I did was just playing around with just some straight stitches. I did these 2 little ones over here. I really need a better camera to pick up the colours. There's actually a bit of detail in there that it's not picking up, but they do look pretty cool. Now this little guy I did a little while ago, so this is a Joe design, a little frog there. He's kind of cool. And then we've got some stem stitch going along. I've forgotten what these ones here are called, but that's a really awesome stitch. I've done them in 2 different colours there. This here is Brenda's braid, which is awesome. Now I've also done that in another place. I did it massive here. So how cool does that look? In a variegated thread, so that's the cottage garden threads. The previous class I was doing these little bees. Ooh, yeah, little bees, pink and grey, not quite bee colours, but they're flying around. This was the first one I did on it, which I haven't quite finished. So I think it's chevron stitch with some little chain stitches and French knots, and as you go along, I haven't quite finished, so I've this end is only the chevron stitch. I haven't finished all the little chain stitches. What else we got? I can't remember what they're called, but they're like chain stitches with a bullion on them, and then I've done little French knots just leading off them. This one's cool. I can't remember what it's called. It's, on the camera. This little one here. Detail's not showing up, but it's got like this little swirly bit woven through it, which is pretty effective. Got two little birdies in progress over here. And some like fly stitch. I really like this variegated thread that I'm using. It kind of works with all the colours. And then we've got some little chain stitches along here, and some blanket stitch and French knots, kind of look like flowers. Some more chevron stitch with some little French knots at the end. So I've been working on this a little while, and it's just kind of been a sampler to learn new stitches. I can't remember what they were called. But there's another one again, and then I've got some lazy daisy flowers. This was, I can't remember the name, but it's like this one here. It's a type of stem stitch. It's kind of, it's like we've got this twisted texture to it, so that's pretty cool. Some twisted I think that was chains, twisted chains, little star stitches. Be helpful if I could get them on camera. Little star stitches in here. A bit more stem stitch. What else? Oh, massive big flower there. That's like that was my first attempt at like filling a shape. So that's probably not the best. This one looks really pretty. So I can't remember what it's. I think it's like a variation of blanket stitch. And then I filled the gaps with chain stitch flowers. So that's really pretty. Then there's another one, cool one along there. Some sort of knotted stitch. I can't remember the names of the stitches. It's probably not that great considering I'm trying to learn this do this as a sample. More star stitches. But I'm learning new stitches and new ways to think about things, so that's cool. There's some more little chain stitch flowers and they've got filled in petals. Herringbone. I think I've pretty much shown you everything. That's a little circle that I did there with blanket stitch. Chevrons being crossed. That's about all I've got on there at the moment, so it's still a pretty big work in progress, but I've been learning so many stitches, so I'll take that along to my class pretty much every Wednesday since I started it. It's been a really good project. And as I said, I've never made a quilt before. This one's like a pretty little, like I don't know, cot size, but it's still big enough to load embroidery stitches on, so that's been good. Anyway, that's all I've got to share with you today, so I hope you enjoyed watching my little snippet, and I better get back to finishing packing up my sewing room, which is called the bungalow. I might upload some of my painting progress once I've finished, maybe when I'm halfway through. But I've got a fair bit of work ahead of me. So currently all the windows and it's like a built-in bookshelf is all like a really dark brown, mission brown I think it's called, and I want to paint them white, so that's going to take a couple of coats. and then yeah, going from the ceiling needs redoing, and then we're going from bright yellow to a nice pale, I think the colour's called Pale Lady. Dad reckons it's too pink. It's very, very, very slightly pink undertone. It's still a greyish colour. And then I want to redo the curtains because at the moment they're like a dark green. How else to explain it? They were leftover material from our school uniform, primary school uniform, so that'll be nice to change them. So I'm wanting to do like a pale pink. I think I've got enough material left from my 21st dress, so I think I'll use the rest of it for curtains. So fingers crossed I've got enough, and yeah, we'll end up with some nice pale pink curtains to go with it all. But I better leave it there and get back to packing up. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.